Imagine you're walking through a building you've visited countless times before. Maybe it's an office. Maybe it's a school. Everything seems normal. Then suddenly, reality glitches. Not with an explosion. Not with a flash of light. The world simply gives way beneath you. You fall through reality itself. And when you finally stop falling, you find yourself standing in an endless maze of yellow rooms. The carpet is damp. The fluorescent lights buzz overhead. Every hallway looks exactly the same. No matter how far you walk, there is no exit. This place is known as the Backrooms, one of the most famous horror concepts ever created on the internet. But unlike most legends, the Backrooms did not begin in a novel, a movie, or a television show. Its origins are far stranger. The story begins in May of 2019. On the online message board known as 4chan, users were sharing images that felt unsettling for reasons they couldn't quite explain. Among those images was a photograph of an empty yellow room. At first glance, there was nothing remarkable about it. No monsters, no ghosts, no signs of danger, just yellow walls, stained carpet, and harsh fluorescent lighting. Yet something about the image felt wrong. Soon afterward, another anonymous user posted a short piece of text that would forever change the photograph's meaning. According to the post, if you're not careful, you might accidentally no-clip out of reality, a term borrowed from video games. And if that happened, you could end up trapped inside the back rooms, an endless labyrinth of empty rooms stretching far beyond comprehension. The idea was simple, yet it spread across the internet at astonishing speed. Within days, people began expanding the concept. New levels appeared. New locations emerged. Abandoned hallways, empty hotels, deserted shopping malls, strange places that seemed familiar, yet deeply unsettling. Entire communities formed around documenting and expanding the mythology. Unlike traditional stories, there was no single author, no official version. Thousands of people were creating the Backrooms together. And with every new edition, the legend continued to grow. Part of the Backrooms' appeal came from a concept known as liminal spaces, places that exist between destinations, locations that feel oddly familiar while also feeling completely wrong. An empty school hallway, a vacant office building, a shopping mall after closing time. The Backrooms captured that unsettling feeling perfectly. Then, in 2022, the phenomenon exploded into mainstream culture. A young filmmaker named Kane Parsons, better known online as Kane Pixels, released a short film called The Backrooms: Found Footage. Using realistic visual effects and documentary-style storytelling, he transformed an internet horror story into something that felt disturbingly real. Millions watched, then millions more. The Backrooms had become a global phenomenon. But one mystery remained. Where did the original photograph come from? For years, nobody knew. The image seemed to exist without a clear origin. Then, after extensive investigation by internet researchers, a possible answer finally emerged. The famous Yellow Room may have originated from photographs taken during the renovation of a hobby store in Wisconsin in the early 2000s. A real place, a real room, one that eventually disappeared after being remodeled. By then, however, the legend had grown far beyond the location that inspired it. Today, the Backrooms stand as one of the most successful examples of internet folklore ever created. A modern myth born from a single photograph, a few lines of text, and the imagination of millions of people around the world. Because perhaps the most unsettling part of the Backrooms is not what might be hiding inside them. It's the possibility that somewhere, behind an ordinary hallway, behind an empty office, behind a room you've walked past 100 times before. There may be another world waiting, and all it takes is one glitch, to fall into it. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.